Hi, hello, and welcome to this low-key English lesson where we'll play a little bit of GeoGuessr. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see if some people are popping in to watch along with me. Let me just double check a few things. Looks like everything's working properly, so that's always good. Let me get my screens set up. When you see me look that way, it's because I'm looking at my second screen. So looks like we have 6 viewers. I'm sure people will start to say hello in a minute. I see L. Eunice saying hello. Modags is here, but was here a little earlier already chatting. Cecilia Romeo is here. Hello, hello to the 3 of you. As you can see, Saeed is here. Mohammed Hassani is here saying hello. Good to see all of you. Hopefully the chat starts popping up in the window. There it goes. Bob is the best, says L. Eunice. Well, thank you. Hey, so we're here tonight to just kind of relax and play a video game for a bit called GeoGuessr. Eduardo's saying, hey, Bob, how are you? I'm good, Eduardo. Good to see you. Stephanie is here from Italia. Good to see you. Cecilia Romeo says, nice to see you, Bob. Modag says, how was your Saturday been, Bob? I have had a great weekend, Modags. We got some grocery shopping done today. When you have as many kids as me, that's always a fun time spending lots of money on food. So it's been good. Anyways, if you're wondering what we're doing, this is an English lesson kind of disguised as me just playing a computer game called GeoGuessr. As you can see, we are somewhere in the world on the screen, and we have to kind of guess where we are. Along the way, I will try to teach some English, okay? So if you listen to me, you'll hear me say things like, it looks like we're standing on a bridge. You can see the bridge has guardrails along the side. You can see there's a little stream or brook here. This is probably too small to call a river, so I would say this is probably a stream or brook. And you can see there's a little bit of the waters, there's a little bit of white water, tiny amounts of white water, where the water goes over rocks. So we might call this rapids, although it's not quite big enough. When water goes over rocks, we call it rapids. In the distance, you can see a football field or soccer field, and there's a bunch of billboards along the side advertising different companies. But let's go down this road. Let me say hi to a few people. QR Lookman is here. Maria Clara is here. Maria C is here to help us win the game. Good to see all of you. So yeah, you can see here's the goal. This is a goal post. This whole thing is called the net or the goal. It's probably slightly different depending on what country you're in. A couple kids out here practicing their soccer skills. So again, our goal is to try and figure out what country we're in. So at this point in time, I don't yet know what country we're in. We have a pickup truck here and a motorcycle. These kids are playing soccer in the parking lot. This might actually be a school, you know. If you look, you see the lines. This looks like a little volleyball court or like a soccer court, something like that. There is a sign here that we can look at. Let me go down the road a bit. I'm going to try and spin a little more slowly so that people don't get too dizzy. Hey, Brent's here from American English. Hey, Brent, good to see you. Brent's guessing it might be South America. And Modag says it's Hungary without a shadow of a doubt. So we do have Benavides. Welcome to Kamara. By the way, we did have a streak last time of 19. I don't think we're going to be able to do that again. Let me see here. Yeah, so Santiago. We might be in South America. I'll let you try to guess. Give me your guesses based on the sign I just showed you. So we have a couple guys here on a motorcycle. This guy is riding on the back of the motorcycle. Actually, it looks more like a moped or a scooter. So a moped or a scooter is a small motorcycle, usually with pedals. A moped has pedals. A scooter, you usually sit with your legs, like this guy's sitting like it's a motorcycle with a leg on each side, but this guy, it looks like his legs are in the middle, which would make it a scooter. Colombia, Mexico. Oh, Brent is speaking a different language. He's speaking Italian. He's practicing his Italian in the chat. That's awesome. So we have a pickup truck and a little storefront here. I think we're in Chile, by the way, if you guys want to guess. That is my guess as to where we are. Modag says, yeah, if you ever want to feel dizzy, go on a trip with Mr. Bob. You don't drive like that in real life, do you? No. I've been trying to think clearly about spinning around. So we have a horse here. This might be a colt. A small horse is sometimes called a colt. And we have a little dog over there. Do you guys think we're in Chile or Colombia? A couple guys in a truck here. Remember a few weeks ago I said in Canada we would call this a cube van because the back looks kind of like a cube. But I think we should guess. I think we should take a guess at some point. Here's a man running a little store, a little corner store. Not really on the corner, but we would still call it a corner store. I'm going to guess Chile, okay? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's the first one. Oh, I was wrong. So Cecilia Romeo said Colombia, and I went with Chile. I should have gone with the chat. Sorry. And Ogi says it looks tropical. Yeah. Stephanie says sique e note note. I don't know what that means. I hope I pronounced it right. Let's get our next destination. Okay, here we go. We are in, looks like the outskirts of a city. Maybe not. I was going to say the outskirts because I didn't see any tall buildings, but this might just be a park over here. But we definitely have some high rises or apartment buildings. There's a number of different names for buildings like this. I wouldn't quite call it a skyscraper because it's not that tall, but we would call this a high rise or an apartment building. People probably are living there. I noticed over here we have an advertisement for Naturellement. Okay, someone needs to identify this language. It's not French, but it looks a little bit French. We have a street sign here as well. Cecilia Romeo says, "I told you, Bob," and then a smiley face. Yeah, I saw that. I should have paid attention. And Brent says that's a unique crosswalk. Yes, an interesting intersection, isn't it? I'm not sure exactly how this works. Anyways, let's spin around and head down. It looks like this movie's coming out very soon. And I was hoping there would be like a website address to help us. So people are saying Spanish. It's in Spanish words. Spain. Definitely some English here on the McDonald's side. So we would call these billboards, by the way. Anything big like this on the side of the road, we would call a billboard. Normally in Canada, they would be much higher. I don't think people are allowed to have signs that close to the road. Different countries have different laws for that. Gallus says, "What's going on?" All like Greek to me. Yes, for sure. This is a tour of different parts of the world where you get to hear different languages. So, okay. So we have a few people over here riding their bikes. This might be a bike lane. Sometimes in a city, there's a designated area to ride your bike, and we call it a bike lane. I'm just going to drive down this road. Brent says billboards are illegal in my state. We have billboard, Eduardo, B-I-L-L. We have very strict laws in Canada about signage and billboards. It's different in different areas. Here we have a sign saying what all the bus routes are. So it probably tells you where bus 425 goes. If you don't have laws about signs, you end up with a lot of signs. So Canada has some fairly strict signs. It's nice on GeoGuessr when there's a traffic jam. So this to me looks like a traffic jam because all the cars have their brake lights on. So I don't think traffic is moving here. So I think that we're in a traffic jam. But when you're playing GeoGuessr, you can just keep going. You don't have to worry about the traffic jam. And it looks like traffic is moving again now. It might have just been a small traffic jam. Let's see. So Maria C says, it's Chile, Bob. I just guessed Chile, though. Are you saying this is Chile? Or Chile, depending on how you want to pronounce it? I got burned last time by guessing the wrong place. So I'm a little leery about guessing this one. Let's see here. Okay, people, we're going to have to start guessing at some point. The Beats. I wonder if the Beats are like a Beatles tribute band. A tribute band is a band that dresses like another band and plays all of their songs. And I'm wondering if the Beats, you can see they kind of look like the Beatles, right? You can see that there. It must be a Beatles tribute band. There's a new word for some of you, probably a tribute band. Fake Beatles, says Brent. Yes, those are the fake Beatles, the Beatles tribute band. I once, I saw Elton John once. So Elton John is a very famous singer from the UK. But once at our local park, Elton John was playing. Elton John is an impersonator, we would say. He sings all the Elton John songs, but his name was Elton John. He was really good. He was really good at it. Okay, we're going to have to guess, everybody. We're just going to have to guess this one. I've had really no clues other than we're in the city, and I think we're somewhere where there's a lot of traffic, and maybe we can get a little bit of information. I just saw a sign. Oh, now it's disappeared. Okay, what should we guess? The Beatles are fake Beatles to start with, says Modags. Yeah, you know, I wish I had been around. I'm too young to remember, like, the Beatles. I was born after the Beatles. Okay, so Adrian Romero. Okay, we need to guess. We're going to guess Chile again. Wait, that's not Chile. Here we go. Just a sec. Yes, here we go. First one down. Thank you, Maria C. I know you mentioned that earlier, I think, already. But we're definitely in Chile. Cecilia Romeo, I think, mentioned it earlier. Okay, so we have a streak of one. Well, we're somewhere. This looks to me like a park, but these look like ruins or older buildings. It looks almost like an archaeological dig or a place where they're preserving old buildings from a long time ago. It doesn't look like I can move very easily. Uh-oh, I'm not sure what just happened. We're in the dark. Well, now we're out of the dark. I think we're stuck. I think we're stuck in this area. Whoa, that is really cool. Yeah, that's really neat. It's definitely an archaeological site. Yes, it's definitely, it's kind of a combination, I think. I think it's a park. And then if you visit the park, you can also view, you know, these older ruins. I would call them ruins. There might be a better name for it. I can't get close to that sign, close enough to see. We're definitely stuck here, though. We have to guess where this is. Mohammed Hassani says Italy. Should I just guess Italy? Well, look at this, though. These are palm trees. Do they have palm trees in the southern part of Italy? Not sure they do. It looks Dutch, says OG. And Cecilia says Guatemala. I'm just going to guess Guatemala. Let's just guess Guatemala. Go with that. If it's wrong, it's the Philippines. Everybody was wrong, I think. Let me check the chat. Let's see here. Italy, Guatemala. Looks like Italy, Mexico. We we were all wrong. Everyone was wrong. It it's my fault now, right? When we're wrong, then it's my fault. Okay, so we're somewhere that looks a lot more like northern hemisphere, northern Europe, maybe. These are birch trees. We call these birch trees. I think in the United States they might call them aspens. In Canada we call them birch. They have like a paper. Um, the bark is kind of like a papery. Okay, let's drive down the road a bit. I just was trying to figure out what way to drive. Sorry to make you all dizzy. Not your fault, Bob, says Maria C. We're all responsible. Or we're all irresponsible. One of the two. If you're responsible, it means that it was your fault. If you're irresponsible, it means that you did something that wasn't very wise. So sometimes in Canada, when we have trees, like I'm not sure if this is a road or sidewalk. If this was a road, we might call this a boulevard when there's trees down the middle. No, I don't. This Modags, it could be Canada. So you say white birch. Got it. Oh, I think it flagged Brent's message for some reason. Let me unflag that. I think because birch, white birch looks a lot like if you change the R in birch to another letter, Brent, you end up with a very bad, well, not a very bad, but a bad word. So here we have some logs. Here's some logs on the side of the road. So they cut down the birch trees. Air conditioning unit here. So whoever works in this shed can be nice and cool. I can't see the language on this sign, but we do have some graffiti here. You can see the graffiti on the wall. So yeah, oh, there's a sign up here. Pampula. So this might give some of you some hints. Brett says I wouldn't know that word. Yeah, I don't know that word either. I just was guessing that there's a word like that. Okay, so these signs are not very North American. So we're not in North America. This van also does not look very North American. By the way, in Canada, we drive pretty much all the same vehicles as what they drive in the United States. We import a lot of vehicles from around the world, but I think the vast majority of our... So that's why I say this doesn't look like Canada. It might be, but we have a lot of American vehicles in Canada. Anyways, we have a kiosk here. We would call this a corner store. In the mall, if you have a little store in the middle, we would call it a kiosk. Yeah, Modags is trying to get the word out of Brent now. Daniel says Finland, definitely. Jamie Weeks says Finland. Amina says Norway. Ale Bar says Germany. Kevin says good evening. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you. And let me see here. Just scrolling back in the comments to see. I see New Zealand, but you know, I don't think this is New Zealand. I think it's a little too... it has a very much a northern hemisphere. So we are somewhere in here. That's a process of elimination. I think we're not in the southern hemisphere. This is a couple of kids on their little kids bikes. And it looks like the dad or older brother is halfway through the intersection or crosswalk and they're still waiting. Okay, I don't know which way to go. Let's go this way. Eduardo says, I'm totally sure, but I have to back up. Finland. Totally sure. Totally sure. Oh, that's tempting. Let's guess. Finland, first one down. Thank you very much, Eduardo Nascimento. You were correct. We got... Let's ask the kids, says OG. Don't you wish it was a little more interactive? We would be able to ask people. Let me get a sip of water here. Okay, so we are definitely somewhere remote. That was a word. I wrote down some words that I have to my left here that I wanted to make sure I use. I kept saying in the past, oh, we're in the middle of nowhere. So another way to say that is to say we're somewhere very remote. When you're somewhere remote, you're far from the city. It looks to me like it's fall or early fall or autumn because the leaves are turning color. You'll notice the evergreen trees are called evergreen because they stay green all the time. Let's see here. Stephanie says this game is not easy. No, it is not an easy game. Especially when you get put somewhere like this. We're on like, I think it might be a gravel road. It's hard to see. Okay, so here's our first hint. Oh, it disappeared. We don't usually have signs like this in Canada, so I don't think we're in Canada. There were a few logs on the side of the road. Oh, someone's following us. What vehicle is this? It's hard to see. Okay. We have a sign here. We know things are in kilometers. So we're in a country that uses the metric system. La Vida Red says Canada. Brent says the kids might say Suomi. I think that's how you say Finland in Finnish. I've never learned any of the Scandinavian languages. This is a bit of a pond. We might just call this a marshy area or a swamp. Like a pond, you can usually see the water. This just looks like a few words would be like wetlands. This is some wetlands or marsh or swamp. Generally, a swamp has trees, though, and a marsh just has different plants. Okay, I'm going to drive for a bit. I see Alex Freedom Road saying Alaska. Maria C says we should start guessing it's Hungary. Yes. I don't know how many times we were in Hungary. Okay, so we do have a sign here for people to look at. Let me check the chat again. In the middle of the woods, so difficult, says Stephanie. Yes. First guess, Sweden. Alaska, Norway. Good evening. Really nice and different class. Hi, Bernardo. Good to see you. Bernardo Campello says, good evening. Really nice and different class. Yeah, it's meant to be just kind of a relaxing class. Like we're just kind of playing a game. It's a little bit of listening practice. I try to speak slowly and clearly, and I do try to point out as many things as I can in English. We're going to have to guess, I think, on this one. Well, we have to guess every time, don't we? Sometimes we're sure when we guess, and sometimes we're not sure. But I don't think we're, I want to use the phrase, we're not out of the woods yet. We're both literally not out of the woods yet. So here we would call this, let me see, we went past it. We would just call this a pile of brush. I wonder if Brent would call that in America. Sorry, I keep having the map pop up. So whenever we have a bunch of branches and sticks and logs and leaves all in one spot, we just call it a pile of brush. Okay, we're going to have to guess. Slovenia, that's what people are saying, that we're in Slovenia. Is that the guess? Do we go with that? I don't know. It's a tricky one. Tricky one because it actually looks further north to me, but we're going to guess Slovenia. That is correct. Oh, we must have saw something that helped some of you figure it out. Okay, we have a streak of 2. You can see that up in the top corner here. By the way, we call this a chain link fence. Actually, it might not be a chain link fence. Yeah, a little bit. So when we have fences that are made out of metal with kind of this in the middle, it's what we sometimes call a chain link fence. Osvaldo says, hello, Bob. I'm Osvaldo from Argentina. I have 65. Oh, you're 65 years old. Very cool. I always listen to your lesson from last year in the pandemic. I need to improve my listening skills. Oh, I'm happy that I can help you. Brent says 100% a pile of brush. Once a year, our city will come around and collect all of the brush if you leave it by the side of the road. Yes, we would call it a pile of brush as well. So this is their driveway or laneway, has slightly different names. This is a field of what I think was wheat. These we call windrows. So you can see after they harvested the wheat, there are windrows. This field looks like it's worked up a little bit. We might actually have a tree stump here. I think that's what that is, that there was a tree here and they cut it off with a chainsaw. And now we have a stump. We have a few flowers growing here. Not sure what they are. Okay. Eduardo says, I love this interactive times with Bob. Glad you enjoy it. I have Maria C saying, and Brent too, you could also try some of these classes in French. Je parle un peu, j'aime français. Ok. Si je commence à parler français maintenant, je pense que tout le monde va partir. I start speaking French, I think everybody's going to leave because parce qu'ils sont ici pour une leçon en anglais, because they're here for an English lesson. Look at this flower bed. That is cool. This person loves gardening. House number 10. So that's where they live. This is definitely a ditch. If you were ever wondering what a ditch looks like, this is a ditch. And then we have a little sign here. Kopernika. Maybe we're in Greece. Maybe that's where we are. I can't go down that road. You know, I've never been to Greece, but I'm not sure this looks like Greece. I don't really know. Let's see here. In the chat, my native language is French, so anyway, I'm going to stay. Okay. England, I live near Nice, says Stephanie. Modag says, you speak faster in French than you do in English. Oui, je parle français très très vite parce que je fais des fautes en français. Et si je parle vite, personne ne sait pas que je fais des fautes. And I made a lot of mistakes when I said that. Basically, I said if I speak fast in French, people don't hear the mistakes I make. But I'm sure the French speakers right now are like noticing that I make mistakes all the time. Let's see here. You speak faster in French. Your French accent is cool, Bob. Thanks, Cecilia. Norway, Albania, and then Christian Plaza saying, hello, everyone. I'm from Venezuela. Okay, let's stop speaking French. And let's see if we can get somewhere. We've been here before. This looks familiar to me. Were we here a couple weeks ago? And we were in Italy? Maybe not. This is a very nice vegetable garden, though. Look at that. So he has a hedge. This is actually a cedar hedge. This tree is a cedar tree. And then you can see, I think, some cabbage and other vegetables. And way over here, you see some sunflowers. Very cool. Cool vegetable garden in this country. OG says, this is what I hear when Bob speaks French. Zzz. Yes. I'm not really a polyglot. I guess I'm functionally bilingual would be the correct term. Okay, people, here we have a bit of a hint. Are we in Poland? Give me a few guesses in the chat. And I see Jamie Week saying those are Polish. So Poland, I live 1 hour from these, and I don't understand a word of French. Let's check out this sign, and let me just wait to see. These signs are crossed out, so you can't get to Wapno anymore from here. Poland. We're going to guess Poland. Some nice flowers along here. I actually think these are... Sorry, I'm always trying to identify the plants. Okay, let's guess Poland. Let me find Poland on my map. Zoom in on it. Guess. We have a streak of 3. Nice work, everybody. Let's see. Eduardo, Daniel, Cecilia, Poland. Everybody's saying Poland. Maria C, yes. Poland. Can you make it closer? Yes, sorry. I'll do that in a bit. Definitely Poland. Oh, it says no. I see. I understand. Okay, so just ignore the phone ringing. It's probably for Jen, but Jen is outside right now. So a butcher is a place where you buy meat, okay? It's where you buy things like steak or sausages, meat that needs to be cooked. A deli or a delicatessen is a place where you buy meats that have already been smoked or cooked and they're ready to eat, usually on sandwiches. So, okay, so we have a very beautiful looking city here. We have buildings that are only about 2 stories high. I'm going to try and get somewhere. Eduardo says, Bob, the phone. Yes, the phone was ringing, but it's usually, I think I explained this before, we have like an old-fashioned phone line still, but usually it's only Jen's parents or sister that call, and Jen will probably phone them back on her other phone, on her cell phone. Yes, probably someone trying to join the lesson. I should pick it up though and have an authentic English conversation, shouldn't I? Okay, maybe this will help us, everybody. So use this sign to give you a bit of a hint. And we'll go down this way. See where we have a stop sign that says stop, although that's common in a lot of places. And this is Gary's discount store. So Gary has, it looks like, all kinds of fresh fruit and vegetables out here ready at Gary's discount store. Little corner store here. Morocco, Malta. It looks like Iraq. Sorry, I'm not joining our class recently because I have exams. Hey, that's okay, Guhan. Good to see you, though. Malta generally looks a lot older in architecture. It's very preserved. Morocco, please make the signs closer. There are no hints. What if the color was from Quebec? We'd have an authentic French conversation. That's true. Although, I only talk to about 2 people each week in French. I talk to my friend in France. And then I talk to the other teacher at school that speaks French usually. Okay, we're going to need some guesses here. I don't think it's Morocco, says La Vie de Red. Let's see here. What if the... yeah, I'm reading an old message now. I don't know. I'm zooming around like crazy. Malta. Is that what we're going with? Are we going with Malta? Is that everyone's guess? Yes? Is that what we want to do? Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, it's correct. Very nice. Hey, Malta looks really cool. I should definitely go there someday. Although I think I've promised everyone who's learning English from me that I would go to their country someday after I at least visit France. And I do want to visit the Netherlands as well. Tamika isn't here. I said the Netherlands instead of Holland. Let's see here. So these are fence posts, by the way, on the side of the road here. You can see there is a fence and it has wire along it. And we call these fence posts. So you can see they put a fence post in every so many meters and then they've put wire on it. It might be barbed wire. Barbed wire is the wire that has like the sharp points on it. This is beautiful wherever this is. Not 100% sure where it is, but it's definitely beautiful. I'm tempted to go... I think I'm going to go this way. Okay, we're going to drive this way. You can see this, like wherever we are, it's not Canada because our trees grow very tall and straight. We don't have crooked power utility poles like that. We do, however, definitely have cows. This is a Holstein cow. This is some different type of cow. Look, there's a kind of a small cow shelter here. There's probably a barn up in the background. Okay, let's drive down the road. Would people say you speak more Parisian French or Quebecois? I think most American French teachers teach more of the European French. So I speak a weird mixture, Brent. So I lived in Quebec for about 10 months when I was about 20 years old. And so I learned Quebecois. But then when I was practicing and training to take my French speaking classes, I had a teacher on Skype from France, a teacher on Skype from Tunisia, and a teacher from Congo. So I kind of have this strange mix of an accent. This man is wondering what's happening. Why is this van driving by with a camera on top? And he's got a nice dirt bike here. Although I must say, this gray-haired man who's probably my age and this super fun dirt bike for young people doesn't really... It's probably his kids, right? I doubt that's his dirt bike. I'm sure he doesn't drive around on a dirt bike. Let's see here. Also, Brent, the television that I watch is generally from France or Belgium when I watch French TV. So that's the accent I hear a lot. I do watch shows from Quebec, but I shouldn't say this, but I don't find TV shows from Quebec to be that great. I have trouble saying negative things sometimes. TV shows from Quebec are okay. They're not amazing. Maybe Japan. Modags, I don't know if people in Quebec say a. They say le a lot at the end of their sentences. You know? Je vais visiter ma mère le. Je vais visiter ma mère demain le. They say le a lot at the end. It's kind of a funny sounding. South Africa is a good guess, OG. Sorry, I'm a little off topic here. Hey man, what time is it in Canada? It is 7:34 p.m., which means we probably won't break our streak. So we can't be in South Africa because they aren't driving on the right side of the road. But we might be, what does that say, Flores? Oh no, this is Brazil, says Eduardo. We need some signs. Yeah, we need more, less people just randomly standing on the side of the road. So she's waiting. She has her bags with her. Looks like she's drinking a cup of tea. Do people randomly stand on the side of the road and drink tea? Maybe. There's no hints, but we're getting, Eduardo says Colombia. La Vie de Red. No, I haven't watched that show, La Vie de Red, but I should maybe take some time to research. So we get Peru or Bolivia. Let's guess one of them. Someone tell me which one to guess, Peru or Bolivia. Peru? Let's guess Peru. Cecilia Romeo says Peru. Sorry, I'm driving all over the place here. Let's get Peru. I'm going to click it. Oh, so sad. We did have Eduardo saying Peru or Bolivia. I should have maybe waited a bit. Yes. Eduardo says Eduardo Nascimento says because of the license plate and the clothes. Yeah. Oh, well. Purple says French Guiana, which is actually over here. They launch a lot of rockets from there, I think, French Guiana. Okay. Well, no loss. We can make this up. We'll see where are we? Yep. They really need to mow the grass on the side of the road in this country. Okay, we're driving on the right side of the road. So we know that, which is I'm supposed to memorize all the countries where you do that. Eduardo, you know a lot of geography, Bob. I know a bit, but I think, yeah, I do play GeoGuessr a lot, but my favorite webpage is Wikipedia. And what I did for quite a while was, by the way, this sign means no passing. You're not allowed to pass here. So Eduardo, what I did is when I first started live streaming, when people would say, do you know my country? Are you familiar with Italy? I would say no, and I would usually pick one country just to read the Wikipedia page on after the live stream. I did that for quite a while. I still do that now, sometimes. Eduardo, this is Brazil, road with potholes. You should see some Canadian roads after the winter, Eduardo. Canadian roads, winter is very hard on roads because water freezes, and it just destroys concrete and pavement very quickly. So this I don't think is Canada because of the plants, but Canadian roads, they're brand new one year, and then after 2 or 3 winters, they look like this too. Although I'm not sure they get this bad. That's a pretty big pothole right there. Brent says, I'd love to visit Peru, but I've heard you can't flush toilet paper. You have to throw it away. I wonder if this is true. Yeah, bathroom hygiene is different around the world. So it's something to it'd make for an interesting geography lesson. If you ever wanted students in school to be more interested in geography, they should teach more things like that, like how bathrooms work around the world. Modag says, you know more geography than history, although you minored in the latter. Yeah, Modags, I have a useless minor. My minor is in American history, which might make Brent laugh. And I don't ever get to use my minor. I don't ever get to talk about America. And I've forgotten a lot of it. So I don't mean to make this lesson about me. But what's he doing? Why is he moving over when there's someone on a motorcycle there? It's like we would call that an accident waiting to happen. So this guy like moved over. Let's back up a little bit. It's like, what's this truck doing? Is he trying to hit? This is not a good scene. We would say this is an accident waiting to happen. This literally, a man on his bike and the truck is moving over. Not very nice. Okay, we're just going to have to guess. I don't know where we are. Mohammed says Ecuador. Let's just try it. Let's try it because I'm getting a little bit bored of driving along. Sorry, where am I going here? I need to find Ecuador. There we go. Sorry, I was in Central America and I was supposed to be in South America. Brazil. Brazil? Before I click, should I switch? That's very common in Argentina. This is Brazil, says Daniel. En Jung says, how many countries have you been to? Really only 3. I've been to the United States. I've been to South Africa. And I've been to, technically, France. I went to the airport. But okay, we're going to guess Brazil. Yes, there we go. Thanks, everybody. Sorry, I should have left the celebration screen up a little bit longer. Okay, so we're somewhere where there's tropical plants. I should teach a little bit of English here. These are recycle bins. In Canada, we would call these blue bins recycle bins. This is a minivan. It looks like this house has solar panels on the roof. And this actually looks like a skylight. I know it looks similar to a solar panel, but this is just a window that lets light in. But these are solar panels. We have a car parked on the side of the road. We have a fence here. So there's a fence. This person's yard has a fence. You know, if you were going to guess like New Zealand or something, that's what I'm feeling. Australia, I think that's a good guess, Amina. Let's see here. Yeah, like here's I don't know why, but to me this looks like an Australian pickup truck. I have limited knowledge of what it's actually like in Australia. Okay, this van might give us some hints. Here we go. So we are, well, there's our big hint right there. You can all yell Australia now, but this guy installs blinds. So blinds are the things that go in windows that look like this. I'm assuming this might be a blind here. Maybe it's old. It looks like it's broken. But this person is here installing blinds, shutters, and all those kinds of things. So we're definitely in Australia. Let's guess that. Let's celebrate that we got 2 in a row. And let's figure out where we're going next. So let's see here. Reading the chat. Jamie was guessing Australia. Eduardo, Maria C. Yeah, Australia. Yeah. It was very beautiful and tidy. Yeah. So these kids look like they're wearing a school uniform. Like some schools require that students wear uniforms. So it looks like they go to the same school. And this is the shirt they have to wear, and they have to wear these pants, probably black shoes. So there are a couple students there wearing a school uniform. We have someone who has their clothes up on a clothesline. So you can see they're drying their clothes outside. A couple towels. This might be underwear, I'm not sure. And they have a little drying rack down here as well. So we would call this a clothesline, this rope here. But we would call this a drying rack. And that's what we call it in Canada. I think in other parts of the English-speaking world, it might have different names. So I'm not sure what this means. We don't have an address, although we do have this here, which might be a hint. Maybe we should just guess. And then I think she just bought a new, I'm just trying to think what that might be. It looks like something to cook in. It could be an Instapot. Those are very popular right now in the world. I don't think this girl's from Paris, even though her shirt says Paris. I think we're in Indonesia. Is that the guess we're going to go with? Yeah, it could be a rice cooker. It could be an Instapot. It could be a crock pot. There's a number of different appliances that you could use. So we have this looks like an old police van, actually, because it says Petrolia, and then you can see This is where you would put prisoners maybe in the back. So we're going to go with Indonesia. Is that what you guys want to do? I want to look around a bit more because I find this very fascinating. So it looks like they used old tires as planters to plant stuff in. Amina says, yes, Indonesia. Here we have the Erna Art Gallery. You want to buy some art? Let's look at this sign for a sec. A little bit of a motorcycle gang here, but it's definitely a part of the world where motorcycles are very popular. By the way, motorcycles are popular in Canada in the summer. So just for the last couple of days, we've started to have more and more motorcycles go by. Let's see here. N Young says, I'm a coffee person. Do you like coffee? I do like coffee. I don't drink a lot of it anymore. Yeah, I think this is actually advertising a school. Okay, let's guess Indonesia. Let's get to that part of the world. And let's see. By the way, this is cool. I had a friend who taught in Indonesia, and he really enjoyed it because of all the different places you could go during school breaks. There we go. We got 3 in a row. We were definitely in Indonesia. So, and it looks like we were in Medan here. Okay, next round. Okay, so you're gonna have to help me with the language. If any of you recognize the language that you're seeing. We're definitely in an area with a lot of shops. I'm going to guess this truck delivers delivers windows and glass. Usually when you have a delivery thing, a delivery truck like with one of these in the back, that's what they're doing. So Korea. I see Brent saying Korea. Mohammed saying Korea. Okay, let's have a look around for a bit. Let's learn a bit of English. And then we'll put that guess in. It's very crowded here. I'm finding that for me, it's very crowded. So here we have someone that has all of their fruits and vegetables outside, kind of an outdoor market, corner store. Can't go down this street. I can't. Oh, yes, I can go down this street. So what do we have here? Cube van, says Modags. Yes, you got it. Right down here, way at the end of the street, there was a cube van. Remember, we think that might be a Canadian term. So if you are speaking English somewhere and someone looks at you funny, it might be called something else. It might be called a panel van. It might be called a truck. They might just call it a truck. So here we have an intersection where 2 streets meet. This to me looks like a parking lot, and it's probably paid parking. So I'm assuming when there's a little building like this in a parking lot, to see the parking, you probably have to pay here. And I'm sure if I could read these signs, it probably says paid parking. Yeah, let's just visit Korea, which is where we think we are, just for another 30 seconds, and then we'll guess. A lot of shops here. Very, very cool. I'm getting hungry now. Getting hungrier. What time is it? Oh, I got a little bit of time yet. Here's another cube van. Look at all of these boxes. We might call it a delivery van as well, just so you know. Cuboid van to be geometrically accurate. Okay, I think OG says it's tricky. It could be North or South Korea. So I'm pretty sure Geoguessr only has South Korea. Okay, so we're going to guess. We're going to hope we're right. We're right. We got 4 countries in a row. So our streak is now 4. Did you enjoy this location? Yes, I enjoyed it. It was high quality images. There we go. Next round. Well, here we are again, out in the country. Big fields of what I think are probably wheat. My guess as Farmer Bob, that these are wheat fields. You can see where the sprayer went into the wheat field when they come to spray. Let's head this way. Raphael says, I didn't get any right today. Oh, that's okay. It's more about looking around than it is about getting things right. That's my feeling, at least. Okay, so we have what I'm going to assume are maybe onions or something. This, to me, this looks more like vegetables now. So this, to me, looks like a big wheat field. But because there's people out here working by hand, I'm going to guess that these are vegetables. In almost every country in the world, vegetables are still grown mostly by hand. Even in Canada, we grow a lot of vegetables, but it's hard to do. It's hard to grow vegetables with machinery. You can use it for planting and those kinds of things, but sometimes you just have to harvest. Here's a clothesline again, I think. Okay. Let's see here. I'm hoping that we're heading into town. You can see over here, this is what we would call a water tower. And we do have a bit of information here. So we can see, I wonder if we're in Italy, hopefully. And this looks like a brickyard, like where you buy bricks. Like there's all different bricks if you wanted to build something out of brick. Carlos says Netherlands. Cyrus says not Canada. Eduardo says Italy. Daniel says Italy. Cecilia says Italy. I think we're in Italy. I've, of course, never been to Italy, but it looks very Italian to me. Don't think it's France. Although, you know, if you go to the island of Corsica, I think it looks like this for sure. And then suddenly, well, we have some cities that we can. Yeah, let's guess Italy. Let's do that. Let's see. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to click. No, it's not Mr. Bob's Farm. I don't see the leaning silo of Smithville. Okay, we got 5 in a row. Good. We're doing well. Sorry, I should stay on the map. One of my notes to myself was stay on the map after you click so people can see what part of the world we're in. And I keep forgetting to do that. But yeah, hey, there's 79 people watching. I wasn't expecting that. Good to see you here. All of you, if you're wondering what I'm doing, this is my Relax and Play GeoGuessr for an hour and try to teach some English along the way. So this sign gives us a little bit of a hint if you are familiar with what you're seeing there. Can't get a lot of information off of that. We know they drive on the right side of the road. Let's see here. Germany. Yeah, these are looking like German words, aren't they? Amina says Germany. Eduardo says Germany. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Oh, this sign's blacked out now. I think we're in Germany. Now, the worry I always have is that maybe we're in Austria. Maybe we're. I want to go down this road. So Jamie says, I would say Austria because Germany is only in major cities and is blurred. Maybe that's something that I don't know about GeoGuessr. I really want to say Germany. Why do I want to say Germany? Spain. I don't think it's Spain. Miriam says Spain. I don't think it's Spain because the writing was not Spanish. I'm going to guess Germany. Even though I was told it might be Austria. Let's go with Germany. That's correct. Your streak is now 6 countries. Good. Yeah, and I just clicked again, didn't I, without letting you guys see. So here we are out by the ocean. And there's no trees. There's no trees for miles around. A couple people out here, they're lost. No, it looks like they're hiking. I think this man has a backpack on. This guy, too, I think is wearing a backpack. Like we could be in Scotland or Ireland or somewhere like that. Tricky. Maria C says, we always start in green fields. Yeah, we definitely, it feels like we're in green fields a lot. And Eduardo says the middle of nowhere again. Yes, we are in a very remote location. So I think even though there's grass here, I think these are sand dunes. Sometimes, um, sometimes along this when you're at the beach, there's a lot of sand dunes. Is there some writing down here? Oh, there's a toilet. Okay. So in Canada, this would probably say washroom or bathroom or restroom. So toilet might mean we are in... Brent, what would it... I'm not sure if Brent's here still. What would it say in the US? Would it say restrooms or bathrooms? I think we're in Britain somewhere. You notice there's a picnic table right here in the grass. So if you wanted to go and have a little bit to eat, you could stop there. Eduardo says Ireland. It could be Ireland. Yes. Definitely could be Ireland. I don't think... Wish we could go over there and see the ocean. They're driving on the right side. That's true. Ireland. Yeah, let's guess Ireland. Let's take a nice look around at all of the grasslands, and we can just see the ocean in the distance, and then let's guess Ireland. So here we go. Oh, it was Denmark. Oh, interesting. So we had the word toilet, but it was actually in Denmark. So here, let's zoom in a bit. I mean, you can see how we got it confused. I mean, geographically, these are very close. I mean, I know this is 1,000 kilometers or something, but okay. Denmark. We got it wrong. We'll just keep playing. We got a few minutes left. So someone did say, OG said Greenland, which would have been Denmark. And then Eduardo asked if Irish people drive on the right side. I actually don't know. I should have looked that up. Okay, what do we got here? A beautiful little neighborhood. Couple garage doors, so you can park in the garage here. Yeah, it's definitely a community where there's fences. So, you know, that, and there's bars on the windows. Interesting. It does remind me a little bit of South Africa. When I was in South Africa, a lot of the communities in Johannesburg are like, they have gates and fences around their houses. Fred says, what's this game? It's called GeoGuessr. And Fred, we're playing it kind of together. I try to teach a little bit of English while we try to guess what country we're in. So you can see here, we're definitely not in South Africa. So we need someone to identify the script that we're seeing. I see a number of people saying Israel. Eduardo says Israel. Jamie says Israel. Alex says Israel. Let's give it a guess. There we go. So we got one. And I didn't stop and let you guys see the map again. I will train myself to do a better job next week. Okay, so Terrazzo, our latest pizza selection. So this is the bigger hint, the Pathumwan Princess Hotel. So I don't think we're in Italy. Even though this is in English, I don't think we're in North America or in Britain. I think we are... Well, look at that. Is that... Do they have like plants, like a wall garden or something up there? That's very cool. Okay, let's drive down and look at some more of these billboards. So here you can buy a mattress, 90% off. That's a good deal, by the way. I'm just trying to figure out where we are in the world. Let's look here. So somewhere that speaks English. Not necessarily, but definitely the signs are in English, but not all. Okay, so here we know we are somewhere else. So I'm going to need some guesses here. Everyone's yelling Thailand. South Asia, Patana says Thailand. Maria C says Thailand. There we go. Let's go a little further. Bernardo says Canada. I was curious to look at this truck, the very interesting truck. Look at all of the people's faces on the back. Hop on, hop off. Some good phrasal verbs. Yeah, I should teach that. That's a good comment, Brent. Let's see here. So this bus, you can hop on and hop off. You buy a ticket, and then this bus goes around the city. And if you're a tourist, you can hop off, which means get off the bus. And then the next time an orange bus comes, you can hop on. You can probably just do that all day. One price, all routes. And they charge baht. So there we go. So now we're seeing people say Singapore. Where is the baht used? That's what we would have to find out, everybody. Someone has to look that up. I'm just, I'm clicking everywhere now. I'm just continuing to get hungry. That's the problem. Always amazing. I want to look at this side. I'm trying to look at this food right here. Oh, that looks tasty. It is a must. Authentic Haichu hot pot and Chinese food. So that looks really good. Okay, let's go for Thailand. Oh, what did I do to the map? It was not very good. Here we go. Thailand. That's correct. Okay, we're going to do one more, everybody, and we're going to wrap it up. This looks like my neighbor's place. Although this does not look like a Canadian house. We do have, and these do not look very Canadian. Okay, so let's drive down the road a bit. Let's go have a look at this farmhouse. Again, I don't think, is this a stork? This is a stork nest. So I'm pretty sure this bird is a stork, and this is a stork nest. We don't have these birds in Canada. This might be the Netherlands, though. Very flat. There might be a herd of cows over here. So when you have a lot of cows, it's called a herd. Rose says, oh, wow, I'm back to your channel. I got a little busy, and I will go through the lessons to catch up. No problem. Everybody gets busy. Hungary. Do you think this is Hungary? Maria says, Hungary didn't come up today. It is strange. Well, Hungary came up, like Brent is mentioning, when I got hungry. So we have a little farmstead. That's another word for a farm, when there's multiple buildings. Mode Eggs wants to know if storks actually deliver babies. Yes, that's how it works, Mode Eggs. That's how if you need to know about the birds and the bees, you'll have to learn that somewhere else. These look like potatoes or tomatoes. Big field of wheat, probably, or some other grain. I'm going to guess Hungary, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Does that sound good to you guys? 93 people watching. Fun little lesson. By the way, we would probably call this a transformer. It's probably taking a certain voltage and transforming it into a different voltage for people. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to go look at what this town is because I'm curious. And I think we just saw the name of the town, and I drove by it really fast. I apologize for driving too quickly. Sita. Okay. And we're going to go have a look. Maybe stop in at someone's house for a cup of tea. That's very cool. I don't know where we are. Okay. Someone give me a guess. Alex Freedom Road says the sky in this place is beautiful. It is. Garmila says, here in my place, we have stork nests in the park. That was kind of like, that was interesting for me to see a stork nest. I think these might be potatoes because they're raised up, and then there might be some onions along the side. Okay, I'm gonna guess Hungary, just for fun, because Maria C said Hungary, and because we haven't had Hungary this week, and we had it like a million times. Oh, we were somewhat close. Like, not really, but I mean, better than guessing like the United States or something like that. So, okay. Hey, this is the end, everybody. So this is the end of the live Play GeoGuessr with Bob the Canadian. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, this is just kind of half game, half English lesson. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good week ahead as you head back to work tomorrow or later today, whatever time it is where you are. This was fun. Bye. Have a good night. I'm just going to stick around for a sec to say bye to everyone in the chat. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. It was nice to hang out for a bit. By the way, I do really enjoy these because I do like my other live streams as well, but this is just a little more casual is a good word for it, right? I just chat. I do teach some English along the way, not all the time. And we'll work through how many of these I do a month. I might do these just 3 times a month and then take a week off, the same as my other channel. But anyways, I'm going to type bye. I'm going to click the end button. I'm going to wave. Bye. Have a good night.